Welcome to the Balanced Blood Sugar Podcast, where we focus on everyday wellness for everyone. I'm Adrienne Wheat, a registered nurse, here to share tips, habits, and lifestyle shifts that can help you feel your best by stabilizing blood sugar and improving your overall health. Everything we discuss is designed for general health and routine education because everyone deserves to feel empowered with the right information. But I'm not your personal nurse, so make sure to check with your healthcare provider before making any changes. Let's dive into today's episode. Hey friend, and welcome back to the Balanced Blood Sugar Podcast. I'm your host, Adrienne Wheat, registered nurse and holistic wellness guide, here to help you feel steady, nourished, and full of peace in your body again. Today we're diving into a topic that's especially timely as we soak up the summer sun. We are talking about vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin. But beyond its well-known role in bone health, vitamin D actually plays a crucial part in regulating blood sugar and mood. So grab your favorite summer beverage, find a cozy spot, and let's explore how vitamin D can be your ally in maintaining balance and well-being. First up, let's talk about understanding vitamin D. Vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin that our bodies can produce when our skin is exposed to the sunlight, which means it needs fat in order to be synthesized in your body. It's also found in certain foods and is available as a supplement. While it's essential for bone health, vitamin D also influences blood sugar regulation. It can actually help improve insulin sensitivity and secretion, which are vital for maintaining stable blood glucose levels. It can also help with mood enhancement. Vitamin D receptors are present in areas of the brain associated with mood regulation, and deficiency has been linked to conditions like depression and seasonal affective disorder. And here's something that most people don't realize. Just 20 minutes of direct sunshine during the heat of the day can help your body produce up to 10,000 units of vitamin D, depending on your skin tone and your location. And that is huge. But here's the catch. Your body can't just make vitamin D out of the sunshine and thin air. You actually need more raw materials, and one of the most important is actually magnesium. Magnesium is required to convert vitamin D into its active form in the body. So without enough magnesium, even if you're getting enough sunshine or taking a supplement, your body may not be able to use that vitamin D properly. Other key nutrients that support vitamin D synthesis and utilization include zinc and vitamin K2 and healthy fats, since vitamin D is fat soluble, meaning it needs fat in order to be activated and synthesized properly. So this is why a nutrient-rich real food diet matters so much. Companies like Earthly Wellness have really helped to raise awareness on this. Your skin health, your vitamin absorption, and even your sun tolerance are all impacted by your internal nutrition. When you feed your body well, you're not just protecting your blood sugar, you're actually protecting your skin from the inside out. Getting enough vitamin D through food can be a little tricky, but it's still possible. You can focus on these whole food sources, like fatty fish, like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, egg yolks, liver, mushrooms that have been exposed to UV light, and fortified dairy and plant milks. But still, for most people, food alone isn't enough, especially if you live above the 37th parallel in the northern part of the world, or you spend most of your time indoors. And this is where wise supplementation and safe sun come into play. So let's talk about how to soak up the sun safely. For years, we were told to avoid the sun at all costs. But as it turns out, skin cancer rates didn't really spike until after processed foods, seed oils, and chemical-laden sunscreen use became widespread. So here's a better approach. Get sun exposure in short bursts, especially between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. Now, I know we're often told that's the time of the day to avoid the sun, but in reality, on the other side of that window, you can actually encounter UVB rays, which can be a little bit more damaging to the skin and cause hidden damage. And so if you try and get your sun during the heat of the day, even just a short burst of it, you're actually, because you're getting both sets of UV rays, A and B, you're actually able to tell when your skin has had enough. And you're able to go inside or put on some sunscreen. So it's not always safer to be out later if you think you're not going to get burnt, because burning is not necessarily the only damage that can be done to your skin. UVB can penetrate more deeply and damage the underlayers of your skin. So if you go out during the heat of the day, you'll have kind of more of a self-limiting exposure to the sun, which is really helpful. But you can also eat well to protect from within. Real unprocessed foods actually help your skin to handle the UV rays more effectively. And so you don't have as much issues from sun exposure. And then you want to use non-toxic skincare when needed. So our favorite picks are Earthly Wellness's Sun Shield. Now, this is a natural, non-nano blend of oils that nourishes and protects the skin more like an added nutrient barrier instead of a blocking sunscreen. So it still allows the sun to come in, but it helps add nutrients to your skin and make your skin more resilient to sun exposure. And then whenever we've had enough sun, we use Think Baby or Think Kids sunscreen. Now, this is a mineral-based sunscreen that's gentle on the skin, and it's EWG verified, which means that it's certified non-toxic by a third-party watchdog organization called EWG, Environmental Working Group. They do certifications on lots of different types of products, but especially skin and health products. They do certifications on them based on their ingredients. And so Think Baby is one of the ones that's actually certified non-toxic. So we love using their products when we actually need a good sunscreen, like a day at the beach. These avoid the harsh chemicals that can mess with your hormones, liver function, and skin health. Because honestly, what's the point of protecting yourself from UV rays while loading your body with hormone disruptors and toxic chemicals? We just slather toxic chemicals all over our body and wonder why we get skin cancer. So, if you're eating toxicity on the inside and you're slathering your skin in toxicity, your poor body is just going to end up toxic. So the more you can reduce the toxic exposure, and give yourself good exposure to the sun, real processed food, real unprocessed foods, it's going to make your skin a lot more resilient to the sun. Now, vitamin D also plays a really big role in mood regulation. So studies show that low levels are actually associated with depression, anxiety, and a seasonal affective disorder. Your brain has vitamin D receptors, especially in areas that affect mood and emotional regulation. So keeping those levels up isn't just about physical health. It's about your mental health too. So if you feel especially down in the winter or even foggy and low energy during a rainy week, vitamin D could actually be the missing piece. Vitamin D deficiency is actually extremely common, and risk factors include darker skin, older age, the use of sunscreen at all times, living far from the equator, magnesium deficiency, which, as we've talked about before, most of us are magnesium deficient. And some of the other signs that you might feel in your body are bone aches, muscle weakness, low energy, or frequent illness. Your doctor can run a simple blood test to see where you stand on your vitamin D levels. But if you need a supplement, you can try and look for something with vitamin D3 and K2 in a whole food or oil-based form, if possible. Earthly Wellness has a really nourishing lotion-based option that's really gentle on the skin, and it's a great alternative for those who prefer a natural topical support over capsules or liquids. But a fair warning, It has a very strong smell, and it's been hard for us to tolerate. So we typically just use your basic everyday vitamin D gels from the store. Now, I might look into something more whole food options as winter rolls around again in a few months, but the basic gels have worked well for us for the past few Iowa winters. If that's all you can find at the time, go for it. But right now, during the summer, do your best to get out in the sun each day. That's going to be a lot more efficient for your body. So this week's challenge has a few steps. The first one is get outside every day. Even just 10 to 20 minutes of natural sun, no sunglasses or sunscreen during that time. Unless your phone's weather app says the UV index is like super high, then try and get out in the early morning. Otherwise, try and get out at some point during the heat of the day, whether it's taking a walk during your lunch hour or sitting out and sipping your coffee in the afternoon. Whatever it is, try and get out and get at least 10 to 20 minutes of solid sun exposure without any blockers on your skin. Next, you want to assess your diet. Are you eating magnesium-rich foods like dark leafy greens, seeds, or nuts? Are you using a magnesium lotion to make sure you're not deficient so your body can actually use the sun that you're getting? And then you want to audit your sunscreen. You want to toss anything with oxybenzone or avobenzone and switch to a cleaner brand. Typically, they're zinc-based, like Think Baby. And then lastly, consider testing. If your mood is really low or your energy is dragging, you can ask your provider to run a vitamin D test because you deserve to know where you stand. And then you can start working towards ways to help take care of that deficiency. But anyway, that's it for today, friend. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you feel more equipped and empowered to understand your sunshine vitamin and how to harness it naturally, safely, and wisely. So until next time, take a walk in the sun, eat some real food, and keep walking in grace. And remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made.